Look at him. He's just dickered. Just dickered, boys. Son of a bitch.
Yo, yo. Class A, and macro. Not connected, not elected to participate. Bouncing down the stems will make your head hurt. Enjoy the takes. Says her whose head burns from here.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Take or Wide, the podcast where I talk to musicians, rad people, and the like. What can I say? If you guys haven't ordered a shirt yet, please do. They're available, takeorwide.com. You can find them there, designed by Shawnee, aka Wormzilla. I don't have XL or 2. No, I don't have, XL or 2XL. Womp womp. But I do have all the other sizes. If you guys want to support the show, you can buy it. So let me get into the sponsors. I try not to take too long, but like I say, almost every episode, these guys help me get this out to you. This is not a free endeavor, and it's just cool. My friends want to support this show, so please support them if you guys can. Just hit pause, find them on Instagram, like them, say hello, order something. There's some discounts here. So first up is Heartbeat Hot Sauce. Heartbeat Hot Sauce is a hot sauce company from Thunder Bay who are killing it. They were on season 6 of Hot Ones, and Wiz Khalifa and fucking Michael Cera and a bunch of people tasted the wings, and it's crazy that it's on the show. It's goddamn delicious. The hot sauce is. If you haven't tried it, try it through using the promo code TakerWide5 and get 5% off the cart. If not, you can actually go to heartbeathotsauce.com and just search where it's sold locally. They're all over the place, man. Delicious hot sauce. Just trust me if you can. If you're into that, fucking do it. Heartbeathotsauce.com. Next, DFA Tattoos. DFA Tattoos is a tattoo shop in Montreal. They're located at 328 St. Catherine Est, and it's a place where you can get all styles, realistic, bold, custom. All the artists there are amazing. It's safe. It's clean. I've seen them grow. I've seen them grow from a small thing to a big thing, and I'm just seeing the trajectory, and it's going only going to get bigger. And so proud to be lined up with these guys. It's just fucking awesome stuff. So if you're in Montreal looking for a tattoo, go there. DFA Tattoos. Find them on Instagram. Find them online. DFAtattoos.com. Kevin Rigo of Hefner Toyota. Rigo's my friend. He's my good buddy. If he's listening, hello, Rigs. Love you. If you want to buy a new car, I know they have used cars, but if you're looking for a new one too, go find Rigo out in Kitchener. He is at 3121 King Street East. What is it like to buy a new car? Probably scary and exciting. But Rigo's like a bubbly guy, a silly guy, but like I trust this guy with all my life. With I don't know, he's just a rad fucking guy. He's fucking supporting the show. And if you guys are in the market, go. If you know someone who's in the market, tell them about Rigo. I know some people listening are from 519. So convenient. Go to Rigo's page on Facebook. You can just type in Kevin Rigo of Hefner Toyota. It'll pop up. And if you're in the market, fucking go see him. Mention the show. Say, hey, I heard you through Take or Wide, and you'll get special pricing on new vehicles. So spread the word about Rigo. He's a guy who supports the DIY ethic, and is just the homie. Fucking realist dude. IroncladGraphics.com is the next one. Ironclad Graphics is a custom screen printing company from Kingston who specialize in apparel printing. And they do a bunch of other shit. They have stickers. They can do patches, posters. I've known Julian for a long time and have worked with him for a long ass time. And even though they're in Kingston, they ship coast to coast. They're competitive with their pricing. And I can explain it all I want. But if you just go to ironcladgraphics.com, you can find out more information there. So do that. Find them on Instagram. Give them a like. Dapper Beard Oil is exciting for me because it's a guy who started a little business and is pushing it and seeing success with it. And I'm, again, proud to be lined up with someone like that. Andrew was on episode 77 or 177. I don't remember. But it's a guy just trying to do something that isn't a grind, that isn't his own. I really fucking can appreciate that. He's making something. It's his vision. It's his dream. And if you guys can support that, that'd be super cool. Feed into that positive energy of someone trying. There's a you need to be somewhat fearless, and I'm sure it's terrifying to run your business. So go help him out. He's got 3 different kinds. It's 100% natural ingredients. It's ethically sourced. Everything about this company is great. It helps hydrate. It repairs your beard. He's seen press in big ass fucking media like Huffington Post or GQ. And if you use the code promo code TakerWide free ship, you get free shipping. So you save money. That's cool of him to even do that. So dapperbeardoil.com. Go there. Like his Instagram page. Say what's up. Next we have Wellington Brewery. They provide the beers, which is also super cool. It helps. It helps with the show. It really does. Kind of lets me get out of my own way and just ask questions that I want to ask. And who doesn't like fucking beer? So a lot of people don't, but I do, and it's really cool that they believe in the show enough to sponsor it. So if you are out and about, grab a Wellington. I was sipping on the Upside IPA. I think I mentioned that at the end of the show. And they're Canadian. They're from Guelph, Canada's oldest independent microbrewery. And they do some pretty cool stuff. They take part in events, and they support charitable causes. 25 cents of each can of Queen of Craft Grisette gets donated to the Guelph Wellington Women in Crisis. So that's fucking rad. So grab a Wellington if you're out and about. Mad love to them. Like them on Facebook, Instagram, MySpace. DaveLevittPhotography.ca. Dave hosted these way back. I've known Dave forever, man. Fuck. Just a solid guy. I remember when we went on tour with him and me and Mark, like Grubert went out with Levitt, and just a soldier. Fucking got up every day. No issues. Happy to be there. And I don't know. If you don't know Levitt, it's kind of a bummer because he's the raddest. So all love to him. If you're looking to get some good photos done or help with a website or a music video, he shot Sabs' Guest of Honor. He did the first part of Munera. He did Fuck the Fact Solitude. He did Grubert's Thunderstatement. Might be one or two I'm missing, but he's a talented cat, local guy here in Cambridge, and just the raddest fucking guy. So if you can go like him, say hi, DaveLevittPhotography.ca. And lastly, there's Hope Fest 2018, which is happening this Saturday at Maxwell's in Waterloo. It is 20 of KW, Kitchener, Southern Ontario's best and up-and-coming bands. There's acoustic acts. There's an after-party with like 5 of the best regions DJs, the best ones. I guess I don't know what that means, but good ones for sure. I interviewed Kyle. He was a couple episodes ago, and he's the guy behind Have Hope. And yeah, it's gonna be a good event for sure. He's also doing a flea market, kind of like a punk rock thrift shop that I'll be set up at. And yeah, if you're out and about and don't have anything to do, I think there's still VIP passes available. You can find it on Facebook, just Hope Fest 2018. And it's really cool. Kyle's legit, and this is going to be a legit fest. When I think of fest, I generally think like, like when you pull on your shirt at your neck, kind of pull it like, but no, for real, this is going to be super cool. He knows what he's doing. Hope Fest 2018. I don't know. If you're out, you do it. Just fucking go to the show. I'll see you there. So anyways, hopefully that wasn't too long. This episode is with David from Tunic. Tunic's a band from Winnipeg. I met Dave a couple years ago at the Sab show in Montreal, and a guy who's hustling hard and taking it serious, and the music's fucking really rad, and I don't know. I hope you guys enjoy this. I was excited for this episode. I had it lined up for a second, so this is 238 with David. I'm looking forward to this, man. It's nice to kind of sit down and have a chat, because like we maybe met before, but obviously at that Turbo House show was when.
Yeah, that was the first time for real, I think.
Yeah, it's funny how we're like just 1 or 2 people removed. Because do you know Sergio well?
Not well, but like he's the dude for heavy music out there, right? So that was just like, I know that Justin, who was playing drums at the time, he was aware of Sergio a lot more.
That was the guy from Kenora?
Yeah. Justin's from Kenora. Yeah, so exactly.
Huh. So is he not playing with you guys anymore?
No, I had a rotating cast for the past, like we played 100 shows this year.
Holy fuck.
This past year. And to make that happen, I sort of had some people like Eric and Justin played in a band called Slow Spirit, and they played it again. They still playing it, but and so they played in it, and then my original drummer quit, and so now I'm sort of back to my original bass player. I guess what I'm trying to say is I've had 8 people be in this 3-person band in the last year.
Holy fuck, man! Is that like because of the touring schedule or just other?
Yeah,
things?
that's just because of touring.
Yeah.
Like only one person has actually quit the band, and other people I like hired and paid what I could to play.
Oh, so you will pay the dudes?
Yeah, not anything incredibly well, but
like a per diem or something like that.
Yeah, we'll split the money pretty much 50-50. Like Eric got half the money and Justin got half the money, and like of what was left, and I didn't take anything because it was,
Wow, huh? That's I don't think people like. I think obviously people who play and tour know, but those who don't, like, you are losing crazy money when you're not working a job out touring. So that probably helps a lot. There's one band I was in, well, my band BP one, where Muskie was giving us like a little per diem per day, and it helps, man. It fucking helps. It's a nice way to show you like they appreciate your time.
Yeah, I've even like I have homies who, what do? They did $5 for a week that they were out. So they were out for 8 weeks. So they all got $40
for the whole tour.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not a lot.
But that was just them trying to be like, hey, this is the band's money.
Hey, it's something, I guess.
That's like the band always buys the band's last dinner on tour.
Oh. So the whole per diems and stuff, what is that something that you learned from touring with other guys? Like, because not everybody does that.
Yeah, like I kind of had it playing in this band when I was like a kid. When I was like 19, we got a little bit of a per diem. But it was sort of like with Eric and Justin, like we were the band, and we very much were the band, and they were playing the stuff that I wrote with the other 2 guys, and but it's just sort of like they're both music school guys, like they're educated, and this, they didn't write these songs, they didn't write this material, and they're choosing to be here, so they should be paid for.
Yeah, I feel like dudes who are schooled musicians could find a gig somewhere else. Like there's a friend of ours who's like legit schooled guy and could go play paying gigs, doing whatever jazz covers, but he will choose to like eat shit with us in the van. And
exactly,
it's kind of like you don't have to pay those guys, but it's kind of like you really feel that they could be getting paid somewhere else better than the $5 per day.
Exactly, and that was like with these guys. I was just like, yeah, and that's kind of where things sort of like we were supposed to go to Europe, and I ended up going with 2 other guys, but they were just kind of like, you're not paying us enough, and I was like, I can't afford to pay you anymore, and we kind of just all shook hands, and like we're all still homies, and like but it was just like, and they like for the amount of touring that I wanted to do, I kind of had 2 lineups going simultaneously, and then we sort of made one solid lineup. That's like my original bass player and Dan Unger, who they're our new drummer. They've been in the band since. Well, Sean would have saw Dan play when we were in Montreal. Yeah.
Okay. Now, so you didn't go to Europe? Like
we did. We ended up going, but I ended up going with 2 different people who had never been in the band before. Okay. How was that? That was your guys' first time, right? Yeah, it was in February there. It was amazing.
Yeah.
it's I don't know, it's an adventure there, right? Like grinding out throughout North America is fun, and it's always fun. I love to see all the friends that we've made always in each city, but it's nice to do something new and like have new challenges. It's the first time that we've ever had an agent book a tour for us.
Oh, is that I wrote that down, the Flicks or?
Yeah, Eva. She's awesome.
Huh. So yeah, I guess, was that hard to let go of that control in the booking? Because you book, right?
Yeah, 100%. It was so hard.
Oh, fuck, because you hear stories of people getting fucked over, right?
No, and it was amazing. It was a great tour, and we came home, and we were able to like none of us got paid, but but you get treated so well there, and it's just such an incredible experience.
Hell yeah.
To see, see the other side of the world, just to play tunes. Like it's wild.
Was that something you always had in your head? Like, was that like the first time you ever went to Europe with a band?
That's the first time that Tunic's ever been to Europe. When
Okay.
I was, I played in this indie rock band between the ages of like, where I was like the kid of the band, and everyone was like 8 to 12 years older than me.
Which band was that?
It was called Les Jupes.
Joop.
And I was in that from like 19 to 23. And Germany was like the only place that we had fans, so we got to go. We got to go to Europe like probably half a dozen times.
Huh. Cool. Wow.
So,
That's awesome,
yeah.
man. Shit, especially that young. That's like so exciting. Shit's exciting. Just life is exciting.
general, yeah. What like I dropped out of university to start touring, like touring all the time, and we got to go to Europe and play these big festivals, and it was really sweet. And
Cool. How did your parents take that? Like with you dropping out of school to do music? Not well.
no, so it's like my I think my father still struggles with it, and my mother's stoked. So
It's tricky. I don't. I didn't think at the time when I moved from Thunder. Well, you know where emo is, or Fort
Yeah.
Francis. That's where That's where I grew up. And I
Right.
moved this way. And now I realize, like, wow, like that. My parents were pretty cool to just really be like, all right, there's no safety net to this, but go for it. I get it that parents wouldn't be super stoked because you want your kid to be okay. Like the idea of
course.
us like being hungry or sleeping somewhere sketchy is not rad for any parent.
No, I still have to type a list of the tour and print it out and give it to my mom so she knows where I am at least every day. She puts it on the fridge. I don't actually I still have to do that.
For what, the next one coming up, or
Just in general. For the next one coming up, just for all of them, just so that she can be sane.
do you so like the idea of touring Europe is awesome because you get treated really well, but you guys still do the States too. Like, what's kind of the thinking behind? Is it just like, we'll get everywhere we can because the States is expensive? But I know some people just kind of say fuck the States and maybe just do Europe and Canada. What's your thinking behind like hitting all three, like here and there?
Tunic is a noisy, unconventional, hardcore band, and if we want to have a career doing this, like where we just do this, we will have to tour all the markets that can accept this type of music. There's not like, and also we sound like an American band. We are a Midwest like touch and go. Like we have that. Like people always say that we have this either like DC style, or we have like the Midwest like sort of like touch and go shellac like rape man stuff going. And Canada is just, it's the markets that can support us. There's only like really a handful of them. There's only about like half a dozen cities in Canada, and that are like.
Where are those cities? Because I am curious. We're from kind of different worlds, but kind of the same world. Like, where do you guys? Like, where are those cities for you guys?
Like, obviously there's Toronto. Toronto is one, and Vancouver is one, but
like, is like Edmonton and Calgary, or
Edmonton and Calgary are great too. They're always great, and Montreal is always a bit of a struggle. But that show that we played with y'all was
awesome.
Definitely was incredible. I still think about it.
I feel like Canada, it's only those major cities that are worth hitting, which makes touring Canada hard because they're so far apart. Like, yeah, I don't know, unless you guys have like a little pocket of some little town that's worth hitting every time, but maybe that's every band, right?
Yeah, which we don't, right? Like that's why, like we play Abbotsford because our brother band, our sibling band, Blessed, that's where they live. They live in Abbotsford.
Okay.
And we put out a split with them, and we tour with them a lot, and so we played there. That's like an hour outside of Vancouver, so it's just really an excuse to make $80 or $100 and hang out with our friends for a night or two, know?
Well, and you almost at the same time do have to hit those small cities, so you're not just driving 14 hours every day.
No, and so I think with doing the States, it just makes the most sense. You have to work. It's expensive, but it breaks down to pretty much having another cell phone, right? You pay $80 a month.
It's interesting. I never thought of it that way.
That's what I always have to tell my bandmates. It's like you pay for this a bit of our jam space. You pay for a cell phone. Just pay another $80, and we can do the thing that we want to do. And
wow, yeah, shit.
In the biggest in the market, that's the most important for our band.
What was the first time you did the States?
First time I played in the United States, it would have been 2000 and it would have been 2011 or 2010.
Was that with Tunic or no?
No, that was with Play Jupe.
Okay.
So the first time Tunic ever did it, we did it in 2014. And it was more so we were on tour with our friends Conduct, and it was mostly a tour vacation at that point.
Tour vacation, like, what do you mean?
Like like tourcation. So we had like 6 shows booked in like 15 days.
Yeah.
Like, we went to New Orleans for like 3 days. We're like,
I see.
we were supposed to have more shows, and then and then after that, like, I started booking the tours, which were like 22 shows in 25 days, and started doing it. Not like, coming home broke and being like hanging out with my friends every day was cool and going to all these cool places. But I was like, I'm here to work and play music. Let's do that.
Man, well, that's so crucial to. The sooner you realize, like, I don't have to, like, I shouldn't be losing money. Like, I kind of think too many people accept that, like, we're gonna lose money. It's like, well, aside from Europe, I haven't lost money in the touring for fucking long. I haven't toured in a minute, but early on, I kind of was like, we don't have to do that. Like, I might have to dig a little harder, but do you think people like just accept that? Like, yeah, we're just gonna lose money, but it's like, well, you don't really have to lose money.
I think that the people, not to sound like sort of cocky or weird, but the people that are sort of like starting out still more on that, a little bit more of that hobby level, are like, it's a business. And so when you and I hate to call music a business, but it is. But
it is, man, it is.
and as soon as you start calling music, sorry, I'll finish my thought. As soon as you start calling your band work and think about it, like, it changes everything. As soon as you start calling it a business, it changes the way how it goes. I sent an email to our friend Jesse Matheson, and I was like, well, I'll just throw some more money into my hopeless hobby. And Jesse responded like 5 minutes later, being like, how dare you call this a hobby? And I was like, he's like, you've done way too much for you to call it that. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah. I really actually admire how those guys handle their end of stuff. Like, it just shows that it's possible and that it's not, just mostly that. Like, those guys run it as a business, and they also happen to just write really good music too. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, yeah, I remember they were telling me, I think Jesse was saying that their dad, like, early on was like, you take this serious, like, don't diminish it. And there's money to be made, and I do it on such a novice level, but I'm still doing it. I could learn a lot more. But I feel you, man, with the hobbyists versus people who, I don't know, just kind of don't know any other way of doing it. Like, you have to do it. And it's not to say that they don't enjoy it, but I don't know. It's just a thing of like, I just relate more to people who have in the past taken it more serious.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I entirely agree with what you're saying. For me, like, I can't really do anything not seriously. I'm a pretty intense person. So, like, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it. Like, last year I said I want to play 100 shows. We played 100 shows. Last year I said I want to go to Europe in February. Went to Europe in February. I'm like, I set a goal and I try and accomplish it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just...
Yeah. I think that's important, man, to kind of set that in your head first and put it like, this is going to happen, and then you're almost accountable to yourself because you said it to yourself, like it's gonna happen. It's like, well, shit, I'm a chump if I tell myself we're gonna go on tour and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. And that's sort of. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say it's embarrassing. Sorry, I always do this. I talk over people. But
no, that's okay. No, exactly. I just like after that first tour, that was just tour vacation. I was like, this is not what I want to do. I'm not like, if this is like, yes, it is for fun and it is very much fun, but it's not for fun anymore.
Well, there's a point where it just can't lose money. Like I talk about this a lot, but like I have like a normal mortgage and kid and a life at home that I can't afford to lose money. So I've been put in a corner where I have to make smarter moves and, you know, turn down shows or push back things just so that it sustains. I fucking can't lose money. That's the hard thing right now with the Sabatini, because like we toured and that's how we made our money, but I can't really tour with those guys as much as I used to. So we really have to kind of play it smart. But for you guys, like, so I was looking kind of back and there's like splits in the cassette. And is there a full length that I'm not aware of, or has it mostly been like splits and EPs?
It's all been splits and EPs. We made a full length. When was that? That would have been 2015. And we scrapped it and made the Disappointment EP with it.
Okay. What was the decision behind that?
It's just like those are all the first songs we wrote as a band, you know? And we sat on it for a really long time. And we only kept playing a few of those songs. And it was kind of sort of clear which ones were. And sort of like, if like, you know, we sort of decided if we're going to put out an album, it's going to be a big first step forward, and we want it to be the right thing.
I guess like you'd want it to represent yourselves. Like it's almost, I don't know, taking a step backwards to be like, here's our stuff, but it doesn't really represent you currently.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just sort of, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, just kind of, go ahead.
So yeah, we just figured that, you know, just should do a bunch of releases and splits before we do a full length and sort of figure out what the band is really. So it's, you know, you're a lot different when you're 22 and I learned how to play guitar for this band.
Really? Oh, interesting.
I bought a guitar so I could make my own band.
You ever heard
Sorry.
Did you ever heard of the Nymphettes?
No.
It's kind of similar thing where they just wanted to start a band, but go ahead. What were you gonna say?
So I played bass in all those other bands. Like I played bass in like all these indie bands when I was a kid, and then I kind of got fed up with it, and I bought a guitar and I switched it all up and was like, I'm gonna scream now, and like, and so.
So when did it start? When did Tunic officially start? Then would you say?
2012, I think.
And before that, you were just part of, because this is, I would say, your band. There's always kind of a creative point. And would you say you're that point to Tunic, I guess?
Yeah, like I bring in the skeletons that become songs, but Rory, my bass player, has written every song with me. Because Rory is a phenomenal musician, and he's my, you know, we're each other's yin and yang here. Like, it's just him and I have wrote songs together for 6 years in this band now, and just have this unspoken bond of how to write music together.
Are you guys like, this is a silly question, I know you're friends, but outside of the band, will you guys just hang and not do band stuff?
Rory and I are best friends outside of the band.
Cool. That's cool.
Like we lived together for 3 years, and like before we were even in the band, really, you know, like it's cool. Yeah, no, of course, you know. But yeah, Rory and I, like, you know, 2 weekends ago we went to the cabin with like 4 other friends, you know, like,
that's awesome, man.
Like, it's just like, it's hilarious.
I wonder if that's common or not. I don't think it is. I don't know. Like in mostly the Sabs are so far away, but
yeah,
I don't know though. Now I'm thinking of bands, like how many, I know bands are friends, but there's another level you hit with certain people through time. And I guess if you lived with them, like that's a great way to kind of test the friendship. But That's really special, man. Like that really is to have a friend and also creatively share. I'm basically just like when I think of my 2-piece band I have with my buddy Mark, it's the same thing. We like could just fucking hang out or write music together.
Yeah, exactly. And so Rory and I have that gift, and we've now written with 2 drummers, and they've both been wonderful. So and Dan who's in the band now, they're truly wonderful, and they're great, and we've been working on a lot of stuff with them, and it's been great. And
sorry to cut you off, but what's like, because you've been doing it for a long time. How old are you now, man?
I'm 27.
27. So 19, even earlier, I'm sure. What, like, I can even question myself this, like, what is exciting still about a band? Because you've toured Europe, the States, did splits, like, I don't know, what aside from maybe like writing the music, or maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm starting to ask myself this question, but
no, this is something that I think about all the time. It's sort of like I always sort of told myself when I was a kid, like when I played in my first band when I was like 15 or whatever, I was like, if you go to Europe, you've made it, And let me tell you, go to Europe, and that's not true.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
But like you set these goals, and then you accomplish them, and then you set new goals. So I guess that's kind of what is exciting for me. Is like goals. Like doing the next part. Like like Tunic's never been on a real support tour for like a bigger band. So like that's what I want to do next. I want to like put out a record on a cool label and like jump this, like, as much as I love DIY forever, of course, but I just want to like get to this next step of it.
That's it's, I think it's just healthy to have goals that you strive for.
And still playing always. And every single day after finishing a set on tour, even if it's a lukewarm set, there's no one there. Like, obviously there'll be a couple shows in a week where you're like,
it hurts.
Like, yeah, we were like, yeah. But like 9 times out of 10, I get off stage and I'm like, right, that's why.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Do you ever worry about losing that feeling?
100%.
What do you think it would take to lose that?
I've never thought more about quitting than this year, the year that I played 100 shows.
Fuck, eh? So why didn't you quit? Didn't get as bad as you couldn't handle it, or? Because it's like a real fucking trial by fire. 100 shows a year touring, like it's not fucking awesome. Once you've done it, it's kind of like fuck.
Why did I keep going? Because I haven't done what I wanted to do yet. And because Dan just joined the band, and Dan just turned 21, and they're pausing their life right now to play in Tunic, and so there's no way that I'm like, hey, thanks for joining the band, buddy. By the way, we're over. They're gearing up, they're making moves, they're saving money. We actually, to be honest, Dan is probably one of the biggest reasons why the band hasn't stopped, is because their youthful energy and their excitement and their their naivety of it all is like, it's like, when you like take your kid to like Disney World or something like that, and they're like, this is the greatest, you like see something through the eyes of a child.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan, that sounds terrible.
No, I know what you're saying, man. There's an energy to that. It's like an innocence, and it's I am guilty of being jaded and not appreciating it for what it is, which sucks, because it is awesome playing shows that are good and accomplishing goals and being with your friends. That shit's really, really, really great. But it's like anything. I think it's like if you were a porn star and you were having sex with the hottest people on earth, that would get old, like whatever. Whatever your, maybe that's a bad example, but whatever it is that you do over and over and over again, fucking anything.
Yeah,
easy to become jaded. I have to catch myself on that, because the moment it would stop, I think I would be super bummed. I'm in an interesting spot because I really appreciate it now because I'm not as busy as I used to be. So when there's a gig or a couple gigs, it's really like, oh shit, like this shit is awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I think that's kind of what happens with people, right? Like once you become like a bigger and bigger band where you don't have to play 100 shows a year, you can play 25 shows a year and make the same amount of money that you did when you played 100. Can you imagine that? Like those people, like.
I always think about those levels of bands that what it's like for like Mastodon. I was listening to this podcast and they were talking about they went to Australia. They were sold on the idea that it was going to be awesome, but in the end, they lost money on it. Like they could have, and it's just like, wow, what is that headspace like? Because they were kind of like shitting on touring Australia, and it's like, that sounds awesome. I would love to do that. But they're at that level where it's just different, you know, like nothing's new to them.
No, and it's work, right?
Yeah,
like,
it literally must come to that point where it is punching in for work.
So like, I don't know if you remember this, Steve, but I book shows for a living, and I'm a partner in a bar here.
Yep.
And so I've been booking shows as a career for a decade, or just under a decade now. Mm-hmm. And I did Silver Mount Zion, which is like some of the Godspeed You Black Emperor guys.
Okay.
And I remember just talking to them, and they're like, you know, like 45-year-old men, and they're like, I can't wait to go home. I've been working for so long. I'm so sick of working. And they never said playing music. They never said, you know, like I had to drive one of them to go buy cigarettes, and one of the other members had to go buy cigarettes. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I can take both of you together. They're like, no, we'd rather go separate. Like, you know, just so they're like, we've been with each other for 6 months. I just like,
yeah, I need a 2-second break.
And I believe that. I understand that. Like, you know, so
I fuck. It's almost a thing of like, careful what you wish for, because it seems like it just would have lost its allure at that point. Like, let's say you know your show is going to be sold out. I guess it comes back to just like, if you enjoy making music with these people, that's what fuels it. Mm-hmm. Must still be fun on a level.
Of course, it must be. Like, but also, like, exactly. Like, what a privilege that you get to have.
You know, or maybe not. Maybe like they've just committed so hard to the music stuff that they don't have anything to fall back on. Like, I think
exactly.
Like buddies from Slayer. Like, what are they gonna do now? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like Metallica, even Metallica. It's like, what the hell are they gonna do now?
Yeah, like I'm sure those guys don't have like. Well, it's weird. You have skills. Like any of us who play music, even on the DIY level, there's some sort of skills, organizational skills, or I don't know, communication, some sort of skills, but it's applying those to like normal job life. That's tricky. That's not easy.
No, and it's attainable. So it's just one of those situations. Like I think it's just that for that point it's work, and I think that going on tour and playing shows is better than waking up at going, you know, punching in and doing 9 to 5 somewhere.
Yeah. I hate saying to myself that won't happen, because that feels like a defeatist attitude, but I also try to be realistic. Like, I don't know how that would happen to hit those levels of like, I don't know, like how when you think of success for you guys, like how big do you want the band to get? Like, I don't know. Is the first point of success getting your head to like, I want to be as big as Metallica, or what do you guys think?
No. Success for me personally, I can't speak for Rory or Dan, but success for me is making enough money that it's like I have 2 part-time jobs. So like I would make, like I would still come home and work and do my regular job of booking and promoting shows, and I'd make the same amount of money being on tour. So like if that's $30,000 a year or $40,000 a year or whatever, but whereas like the band makes me the same amount of money as my regular job.
That'd be nice, eh?
and realistic, like, you know, not unattainable potential.
Well, that kind of goes back to how we were talking about taking it as a business, and those are the steps to be taken to kind of make that more possible. There's
exactly
nothing to be had. I could fucking really do more of that, man. I don't really have the time now, but I did have the time at some point to learn more of it. I could even, just call our friends like Jesse and be like, hey, like, what do you think of this? Or what do you think of that? And just time, man. How's your time? Like, do you have time to relax, or are you too busy, or?
No, it's okay. I got time. Well, today, Sunday, God's day. But like owning your own business is stressful, and playing in a band is stressful. But it's okay. No, I have Tunic practice twice a week, and I work Monday through Friday, and I take the weekends off. But it's like
nice.
It's
like balanced.
I've figured it out.
Nice, man. Nice.
And as Tunic progresses, there's more and more people coming on board to do things like having Eva book Europe.
Fuck.
Is amazing. I'm like, great. I'm so excited to go to Europe because we're going again, and I can't wait to go again. And I'm more excited about that than this North American tour we have coming up, because I don't have to book it. It's like,
fuck
I just
yeah,
gotta book.
dude.
It's like I just get to book flights and just get to show up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, the running of a band, it's tricky because it takes away time, and especially for you. Let's say, like, I always think there's a band dad in every band.
That is me. Yes.
Yeah, and then also on top of that, you also have to be the creative, or you're part of that role too. So I almost think it'd be ideal, if you could just push all those jobs away, and it's like, just let me focus on writing good music. Mm-hmm. That'd be nice, because we only have so many hours in a day.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm like, but I would have such a hard time. I'd still need to be in the know. Like, there's no way that I would ever have someone fully run my business, like, the business that is the band for me.
Do you have it registered as a business?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, man, I could actually just ask you, because I'm like, was there a point where it's like, we're making X amount? Like, what brought you to do that? Like, when, and kind of, because I've heard two things. I've heard like, well, it's not really worth it. And then I heard like, no, you should do it. I don't know. Mine aren't registered.
So being in Manitoba is the extreme lucky thing for that, because our government funds us to play.
Okay.
Like we get tour grants, and we get recording grants and stuff like that. And to be able to do that, and that's through Manitoba Film and Music. God bless them. I don't believe in God, but
yeah.
But thank you, someone. And so we have to be a registered business for that.
I see. Interesting.
So we have to have I have a debit card that says Tunic Band on it, which is hilarious.
Wow. Huh. So, because there's a grant, I've gotten Ontario grants. I got a touring grant and a recording grant, but we didn't have to be registered as a business. The money was written to me, and then I had to claim that on my taxes. That's where I might benefit from registering as a business. So if it wasn't for these grants, would you have done the business then?
Yeah, I would be a business because of just how much money I spend on the band now. Because I have a job that makes me money, and then I have a business that loses me a ton of money.
Yeah.
And so that's all, you can write it all off. So you can write off anything, right? You can write off getting a haircut. You can write off a t-shirt. You can write off because you get a haircut, you gotta look good on stage. You buy a shirt, you gotta look good on stage. You go see a movie, you're studying music and film. Like,
you can do that, eh? You can interesting, eh? Fuck, it's again a thing of time. I wish I had more time to, because it's so crucial now that I don't lose money, that I have to, if I can squeeze any sort of angle I can take to make money or lose less money. Fuck, man, time, man. Like, I hate to sound old, but like, appreciate your time, because like a kid and a mortgage and jobs, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, hey,
whatever,
fighting
man.
a good fight.
I feel like I am. I'm trying to put, I think of my music buddies, and I wish they all had kids, most of them, because it's like pushing new good dudes out there. I want my little dude to be a good dude, and
That's good.
I hope that's the case. I want to ask about so how did you start working with the agency? Like that's kind of a pipe dream for a lot of people to have someone book their tour.
Yeah, and so Eva is she's based out of where does Eva live? She lives in Prague.
Okay.
But the company is a German company. So Eva is the agent for our friends Life and Vacuum.
Okay, cool.
And so Ross and Sash have always been we've always sort of taken to each other, and like, you know, if you've heard Tunic, you've heard Life and Vacuum, you know, there's some Jehu worship in there from both of us.
So through them. Oh, shit froze here. Okay,
great.
there we're back. So through the Life and Vacuum guys, they put a good word in for you, or?
Yeah, pretty much. And I bugged Eva a lot. Like I was annoying.
Like how so? Like, hi, we need an agent. Hi, we need an agent.
Yeah, it was just all like, hey, I'm just wanting to go to Europe in this time frame. I spoke to these people. They said that you're the right person to work with. Let me know what you think. And she's like, cool, thanks for reaching out. And I'd be like, hey, just following up on this. Hey, just following up on this, you know.
And was she, did you have to be uncomfortably persistent, or would she be receptive enough with each email that you're like, this is worth pursuing?
Yeah, it was the latter. She was, you know, she was like, the music is cool, like it's just based on time, and like, you know, I don't know you, I've never met you, and I've still never met her actually.
Really?
Yeah. But
She just.
But we sort of we kind
Yeah, her reception to your emails made you like, okay, this is worth pursuing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice, man. So how did it feel when she was like, I will book for you guys?
Oh, yeah. When she said she would book for y'all, it was cool. It was sick. It was.
That's dope, man. I've never had that. I've booked all my tours, like both SAB Europe tours I booked, like all the US shit. It fucking sucks. Dicks.
Yeah, no, it's
yeah,
no, it's never I don't mind booking North America. I know how to do that now. I've done it a lot, and I have a lot of contacts, and I got a lot of friends, and I got a lot of friends who have done it too, so it's just one of those things that's pretty easy. Not easy, but attainable.
Yeah.
So it's an incredible feeling, and you know, Eva's DIY, like it's, you know, they're, you know, we're not playing giant rock clubs or, you know, anything like that, but we're playing squats and dives, and we played in a abandoned prison.
Oh wow, where was that?
Like it was a prison. It wasn't abandoned. It was a prison that was ran by an anarchist collective. That was in Germany. It was in Frankfurt. And it was a Gestapo prison for a bit.
Oh wow, holy shit!
And they like turned the top floor of it into a museum, where they like left the cells how they were when they like obtained the building.
Wow!
And like it was really cool. We were playing with this band Henchmen from Paris, and they like fed us because it's Europe and it's amazing. But then Toby, the gentleman who was doing the show, brought us upstairs and like gave us a little tour and a little like history of the building. That was really cool and really powerful, and like the show was also incredible. It was one of my favorite shows ever. But
that's awesome. Those extra little perks of Europe, like it's new things. You can kind of be a tourist and like
exactly
take out your camera from your fanny pack and like literally like tourist out and then go rip a gig.
Yeah, no, it's like because that's exciting. Like that's like because it's new territory.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I miss those days of newness, and I hate. It sounds like sounds super conceited, but I have toured. I've done shows in cities, and that, you know, that first time in Vancouver was something special. The first time in Florida or this Europe, what is I can't get those back because I did it, right?
Exactly, but what you can do is you can improve the shows.
Yeah. That's one thing. Like first time in Florida, but no one was at the show. So next time, try to get people there.
And like, you know, like you're a better band, you're a better musician. Like overall, like, you know, you just gotta keep sort of grinding on, and that's kind of what I like. There was somewhere that we played. Oh, this last tour we did with Bless, we played Philadelphia only for the second time.
Uh-huh.
And the first time we played the same place we played Kung Fu Necktie.
Uh-huh.
And I thought about the set that we played. Like, I was like, we played here 4 years ago on our first ever tour. Holy shit, did we play some bad songs, you know? I'm like, all right, y'all, playing good songs, you know? Like, it's like, you know, we're so much better than that, you know, like we are now. So it's sort of just like one of those moments.
That's good to see that, man. I this has come up a couple times on the podcast about honesty about your band and how many people who are in bad, shitty bands don't have that, like, I don't know, looking back of like, that was terrible. Our new stuff is so much better versus people who are like always thinking that their shit is always great and no one else gets it. It's like, no one else gets it. It's like, no, your band just isn't good.
Yeah, and that's, well, GGBB, you know?
GGBB.
Good guys, bad band.
Good guys. Oh, shit. My buddy Mark said something like, I can't quote it. It's pretty much the same thing, but like good guys, but just not into what they're doing. GGBB.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is that a tour thing that happened on tour?
It's just like one of those things where it's just like someone said it to us on tour one time, and you're like, "What does that mean?" It's like good guys, bad band. And I guess, I'm trying to be as gender neutral with all my language, so I have to GPBB, good people, bad band.
GPBB.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Do you have that tattooed on you? That seems like a thing that you'd get tattooed.
No, but
eventually.
No, it's right next to my ACAB tattoo.
Yeah, all the fucking acronym tattoos. So what else do I have here? I have a bunch of stuff. I don't know. This is a lot of just kind of off the cuff stuff. So with what's coming up next, you have some tours. Like, what is next?
Up next is we have a tour of North America, sort of in the next in the later chunk of this year.
Okay.
And then we'll have some new material coming out, and that I can't really talk about yet. Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna be touring that a lot.
Nice.
As we do.
What are you guys touring?
We have I was just about to tell you the make of my car. No, the Tunic has a 2005 Dodge Grand Caravan.
My man, Caravan. Oh. Is it a Grand Caravan or just a Caravan?
Oh, Grand Caravan.
Ooh, I just got a Caravan.
Ooh,
it's
Grand
very
Caravan
small.
Grand Caravan is wonderful.
I had one once, and it was wonderful.
We can do all the gear in the back, and I made sure I wanted to buy one that had a bench in the back.
Uh-huh.
Because there's only 3 of us, so...
Fuck, man.
One of us can sleep on the bench.
We, one time had 5 guys in the minivan. Like, we were towing a trailer, but it was, like, the driver, passenger, and then a bench with 3 adult bums.
Yeah.
Dude. But, Caravans are so... I've had 3. I'm on my 3rd one, and solid. Like, minimal issues with my... And I've towed and toured a lot under these fucking vans. Is it just... Why do you have a Caravan? I love Caravans.
It was the right size, and this kid was selling it down the street from my mom's house.
How much?
I drove by, and I was like, oh, that's exactly what I want. Like,
good deal?
Yeah, I had to do a bunch of work. Like, the kid wanted too much, and I ended up paying him less than what he wanted, so that I had to do some body work to get a safety, like all that. All that really fun stuff about playing in a band that no one tells you about.
All the extra shit. Oh, fuck,
safety.
Like,
it's like, buy a guitar. Guess what? Buy this van and safety it. It's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, totally. Would you ever tour in a big fucking cargo van?
Like when we go to Europe, we'd have we would take those Sprinters, like those Mercedes, like we take those tall vans. Mm-hmm. Those are sick. Just because they're like new and we rent them, and it's like, they're like from.
Yeah, how do you find the Caravan in the mountains out west?
That was good. It was fine.
Same.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I get stoked when I see the minivan because there's this weird sort of like, I don't know. I see bands that have giant ass vans, and I'm sometimes like, I don't know why you need that big ass van. I'm sure there's reasons, but
just like also like it's like there's three of us. There's only ever going to be one more person in our van when we go. Like, you know, the next thing, if we can afford to bring someone, would be a sound tech, which is so far away in the future that like, you know, that like it's all about being smart with money. So having a minivan is so much cheaper than having a big cargo van. I've had it. I had a Grand. What did I have? Harrison Ford is what we called it. It was a Ford.
Windstar?
No, it was Econoline or one of those. Like,
Word, I had one too.
Yeah, like 8 passenger. Like,
yeah. I had the curtains in mine. They had like blinds.
Yeah, we had that too. And it was sick because it was either a 5-person band or a 4-person band. So it was gear in the back, 1, 2 in the front, bench.
Mm-hmm.
So power move. Like we could do 24-hour drives, no problem. 2 people would sleep.
Yeah.
Then you just rotate like that, you know.
Hell
like,
yeah. Yeah, man. Fuck.
But gas was just like, you know, terrible.
There's fucking this band that comes to mind. I don't need to name them, but played a show and they have a fucking like big ass bus. And if he's listening, Kevin, this isn't you. This isn't fucking Woodhawk. I'm not talking about Woodhawk. Because those guys are, I feel like, smarter with how they plan their shit. But this other band from Montreal, just this big stupid bus, and they were like, yeah, fucking our bus, and it's like, go on tour and just watch your fucking souls be drained of this enthusiasm. It just, like, when I think of big ass vans and a bus, it's just like, Rook, move, man.
yeah. No, just wanted something that was slightly modern with low KMs that I know is good, and that's how I ended up there.
So legit. I do these about this long, I think, and then I do this thing called the Hibzine. I think I've gone through everything. That's kind of why I'm getting to this point.
Okay, cool.
Which is just I want to play something that you guys have put out. So I was thinking of Teeth Showing. Is that like...
Sure, yeah, that's the newest thing for sure.
Okay,
yeah.
and I'm just looking at it here. That's this year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Private Ear, is that Craig's studio? No.
Craig has worked out of there, but that's not Craig's
his studio. Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it was recorded with Jace Lasek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's out on Buzz Records?
Yeah, Buzz Records.
Where are those? Is that a local thing or?
No, Buzz is out of Toronto. It's like they did like Grays. They put out the Grays stuff and like Dilly Dally and some like Weaves. They've done like they're kind of like a tastemaker Toronto thing. So. Did
they reach you guys? They hit up you guys?
They reached. I sent them some stuff and they sort of came back and they were interested in doing something and Blessed has also talked to them. So it's just one of those things that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, sweet. So I'll play it after the fact. Mm-hmm. But this is Teeth Showing by Tunic.
What is on your past? What is in your
I think that's mostly everything, man. There are, I feel like kindred spirits, you know, like just you're a dude that is touring in a minivan and like doing it DIY, and kind of there are times where I felt like the band dad, and I don't know, even just we have connections, you know, with Jesse and
absolutely.
the Dead Ranch guys. So I was really actually excited to sit down and talk. Yeah, man, it's I really enjoy talking shop and also like other shit on this.
Me too.
On this thing. So how do people I guess find, like, just shout out all the band stuff? It's tunicband .bandcamp. What are the other things?
Tunicband.com, Facebook.com/tunicband, Instagram is tunicband, and then we're on all the streaming services as well.
Word. There's one question I have about having a homepage. Not a lot of bands do. Like, in my thinking is like, let's just you spread your net and hit as many people as you can. But do you, like, in your analytics of the homepage, do people go to your homepage still? Like, is that a thing people do?
It's not a ton of stuff, but it's good to have a place that's the home.
Just like a hub.
Just like that's the, like, you know, I think it's just more professional. It just shows like anyone can make a Bandcamp. Anyone can make like. I think the idea of owning a .com is like, guess what? I spent money on this. I made this. Like,
dude, that's exact with this podcast. This podcast has a homepage for that same reason. It's the perception. I should have thought of that before I asked this question, because it's exactly what I do. The same thing. Huh. Okay, so people can find the tunicband.com, sorry?
Yeah.
That's what it is? Okay. And you said you're touring. When is that happening again? In the fall?
We're leaving at the end of November.
Are you coming this way?
No, this is Central and West.
Okay.
We won't be East till the new year.
Okay. Well, shit, man. I'm stoked for you guys to come down. And,
me too.
We'll do hopefully another hang over a beer or coffee or soda water, whatever you're drinking.
I love all those things. So.
All right, man. Yo, that's it, man. Thank you so much, dude.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll see you when I see you.
Sounds good. Thanks so much.
Peace, buddy.
Okay, peace.
Bye. All right, cool. That was the episode, guys. Yeah, Tunic fucking rip, man. It was super rad playing with them when we played with them in Winnipeg. And hopefully when you listen to this, you can go check out their shit and support them. It's really it's like an admirable thing to take it seriously. There are levels to this shit, and really admire people who just take it a bit serious, especially a band that's a good band too. So yeah, go support those guys. Let me just shout out these sponsors here. We have Heartbeat Hot Sauce. Heartbeat Hot Sauce is that hot sauce company from Thunder Bay. They were on season 6 of Hot Ones. If you use promo code TakerWide5, you'll get 5% off of your order. Go to heartbeathotsauce.com and find where you can buy it and support them. Find them on Instagram. All these sponsors, find them on Instagram. Give them a like. DFA Tattoos, 328 St. Catherine Est in Montreal. For dope-ass tattoos, that's Shawnee & Co. Go there and get tattoos. Kevin Rigo of Hefner Toyota. That's 3121 King Street East in Kitchener. If you guys are looking for a new car, go find Rigo. He will help you out. Mention the show and get special pricing on new vehicles. Also, Ironclad Graphics. That's a custom screen printing company in Kingston. They can print all your shit. Go to ironcladgraphics.com. Check them out. Check it out. Dapper Beard Oil. dapperbeardoil.com. Use the promo code TakerWide. Free ship. Get free shipping. Wellington Brewery for the beers. I was sipping on Upside again, or I don't know what I was drinking last time. Upside, that's wellingtonbrewery.ca. DaveLevittPhotography.ca for all the love and support. If you guys need a photographer for your anything you need a photo of, go hit up Levitt, local cat. Love this guy, supportive, always does good work. And finally, Have Hope presents the Hope Fest 2018. That is this weekend. Yeah, this weekend, because this is going out on Monday. I'll be there for a bit, asking questions and trying to sound like I know what I'm doing. It is at Maxwell's in Waterloo. It's got like 20 bands. There's an after party. It's a big fucking thing. Super stoked to be sponsoring that. And lastly, what can I say? Just go to the Instagram page, Instagram, is the Take Her Wide podcast, takerwide.com. You can find everything there. We have the shirts. I got the shirts there. Designed by Shawnee, aka Wormzilla. Just if you guys want to support the show in another way, this is on all platforms mostly. I don't know. What else? I don't really know how to close these fucking things. I usually say smoke weed, but I won't say that this time. But this is Take It Wide, guys. That was David. And support Tunic, support DIY, support local business. And that's it. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.